Maybe you're finding it harder to get up from your favorite chair, or you avoid taking that extra stroll around the block because your legs just don't feel as steady as they used to. If you nodded your head, even just a little, you're not alone. And here's the thing, most people chalk it up to just getting older. They think, well, I guess this is how it goes after 60. But what if I told you that something far more sneaky could be to blame? Something sitting right there, in your fridge. Yes, a simple drink, one that millions of people sip on every single day, could be quietly draining your leg strength. I know, it sounds surprising, maybe even a little unsettling. But stay with me, because this could change how you feel, move, and live. I've met so many folks just like you, who thought their legs were giving out because of age. But when they made this one small change, they started walking stronger, standing taller, and enjoying life again without that constant fear of weakness or falling. And here's the best part. You don't need to buy expensive supplements. You don't need to hit the gym. And you definitely don't need to accept weak legs as part of your story. So grab a cup of tea, the good kind, and get comfortable. In just a moment, I'll reveal the drink you'll want to think twice about, and how you can protect your legs, your independence, and yes, your freedom, starting today. Oh, and before we dive deep, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Are you joining us from a small town, a busy city, or somewhere peaceful in between? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. This is Wise Years, and today might just be the first step to getting your strength back. You know, when we talk about getting older, people often worry about wrinkles, gray hair, or a few extra pounds here and there. But you and I both know, the real challenge isn't what's in the mirror. It's how steady you feel when you stand up. Because here's the truth, your legs are your freedom. Think about it. Your legs are what carry you through the grocery store. They're what help you step up on that little porch to visit your neighbors. They let you stroll hand in hand with your spouse or hold the little ones at family gatherings. Your legs are the bridge between you and the moments that matter. And yet, so many people don't realize how important they are until the strength starts to slip away. Maybe you've felt it already. That little hesitation when climbing stairs, the slight wobble when stepping off the curb, or maybe you've started reaching out for furniture, just to be sure, when walking around the house. You're not alone, my friend. Many of us have been there. But what if I told you? It doesn't have to stay that way. See, losing leg strength isn't just getting older. Yes, age plays a role, but it's not the whole story. There are hidden culprits around us every single day, quietly stealing that strength, making it harder to do what used to feel so simple. But here's the good news. Once you spot the thief, you can do something about it. You don't have to accept this decline as just life. And I want you to hold on to this thought. You are not here just to get by. You deserve to feel strong, to move freely, and to enjoy your golden years without worrying about each and every step. That's what we're here for at Wise Years, to help you reclaim that strength one small change at a time. So stick with me, because next, I'll show you the surprising drink that could be doing far more harm than you realize. And more importantly, I'll show you how to outsmart it. All right, so what is this drink I keep hinting at? It's one many of us grew up with. It's there at family barbecues, holiday dinners, and even served at church socials. Some of us enjoy it every single day without a second thought. It's sugary drinks. I know. It sounds simple, right? But listen closely. It's not just about the sugar rush or the empty calories. It's much more serious than that. Sugary drinks like sodas, sweetened iced teas, fruit punches, and energy drinks are quietly weakening your legs in ways you may have never realized. And I want to walk you through exactly how. First, they attack your muscles. Sugary drinks cause something called sarcopenia. That's the fancy word for muscle loss that happens faster as we get older. Studies show that sugar, especially in liquid form, speeds up this process dramatically. It weakens the very muscles you depend on to stand, walk, and stay steady. Think about it. Every time you sip that sweet tea or soda, you're feeding the very thing that's making your legs feel tired, shaky, or just plain weak. Second, sugary drinks are no friend to your bones either. Sodas, especially colas, contain phosphoric acid, which drains the calcium right out of your bones. This weakens them over time and sets you up for a serious fall or fracture. Imagine breaking a hip just because you tripped on a rug. and then realizing it could have been prevented by changing what's in your glass. And you know what's even sneakier? Sugary drinks hurt your circulation too. They stiffen your arteries, limit blood flow, and starve your leg muscles of the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong. That's why you might feel that heavy, dragging sensation after a long day. It's not just getting older, it's poor circulation at work. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up gently, like a friend who cares enough to tell you the truth. I've seen it time and time again. Folks come to me saying, I just thought I was getting old, only to find out that sugary drinks were the real problem. Once they made the switch, their legs felt lighter, their walking got easier, and their confidence came back, sometimes in just a few weeks. Let me tell you about Carol, one of our Wise Years community members. Carol, bless her heart, used to drink sweet tea every afternoon. It was her little pleasure. But as time passed, her legs felt heavier, and she began to worry about falling. When she learned the truth about sugary drinks, she decided to cut back. Within a month, she called me and said, "You won't believe it. I walked all the way through the farmer's market without stopping to rest." Can you imagine that feeling? Getting back your confidence just by changing what you drink. And here's a question for you. Have you noticed your legs feeling heavier or weaker lately? Or do you enjoy a sugary drink most days without even thinking about it? Drop me a comment. I'd love to know. Don't be shy. This community is built on honesty and support. Remember, you are not powerless. Small changes, even just swapping one soda a day, can start to shift things for the better. Your legs, your bones, and your circulation will thank you for it. And don't worry, I'm not saying you can't enjoy life. I'm going to show you some simple, delicious alternatives very soon. But first, there's one more common drink we need to talk about, and you might be surprised, so stay right here. Now I know this next part might raise some eyebrows, but I want you to hear me out, because this comes from a place of care. The second drink we need to talk about is alcohol. Yes, the glass of wine with dinner, the cold beer at the cookout, or that little nightcap before bed. For many of us, it's part of the routine, part of winding down, part of good memories. And I'm not here to take away your joys, but you deserve to know the truth about what alcohol does to your legs, your strength, and your independence, especially after 60. Let's start with the muscles. Alcohol actually slows down muscle repair. Every time you move, walk, or even stand, your muscles experience tiny wear and tear. It's normal. Your body then goes to work rebuilding and strengthening them, but alcohol interferes with this process. It blocks protein synthesis, which is like cutting off the fuel line for your muscle recovery. The result? Weakness, loss of muscle tone, and over time legs that just don't hold up like they used to. Then there's your bones. Alcohol makes it harder for your body to absorb vital nutrients, especially calcium and vitamin D, two of the most important things for keeping your bones strong. Without enough of these, your bones become fragile, increasing your risk for fractures. And let's be honest, we all know that after a certain age, a broken bone can change your life. But it doesn't stop there. Alcohol can also weaken your balance. It messes with the part of your brain responsible for coordination. Even if you don't feel tipsy, drinking regularly can slowly impair your ability to stay steady on your feet. That little stumble on the stairs or misstep in the garden, it might not just be clumsiness. It could be alcohol quietly chipping away at your balance. And here's something many people don't realize. Alcohol is a dehydrator. It pulls water out of your muscles and joints, leaving them stiff, cramped, and aching. Dehydrated muscles are more likely to feel fatigued, exactly what we don't want when it comes to leg health. I recently spoke with James, a 72-year-old who thought his frequent leg cramps and shaky steps were simply a part of aging. But after he started limiting his evening drinks and made sure to hydrate better, he noticed a huge difference. He told me, "I actually feel steady again. I haven't walked this well in years." James didn't give up everything. He just made small, mindful changes, and it paid off. So I want to ask you, dear friend, have you ever noticed feeling a little unsteady after a drink? Or maybe you've wondered why those leg cramps seem to creep in more often lately. If you're comfortable, share your story in the comments. Remember, this is a judgment-free space. We've all been there, and Wise Years is about supporting each other, not pointing fingers. The good news? You don't have to give up life's little pleasures completely, but knowing how alcohol affects your legs gives you the power to make small adjustments, ones that could keep you walking stronger and feeling more confident for years to come. In just a moment, I'm going to show you what you can drink instead. Delicious, refreshing options that will support your legs, your energy, and your health. So here's the good news I promised you. You don't have to go through life feeling like you're missing out. You can still enjoy something refreshing, satisfying, even comforting, without sacrificing your strength, balance, and freedom. Let's talk about better choices that will nourish your legs, your bones, and your whole body. First up, good, old-fashioned water. I know, it sounds simple, but water is still the best way to hydrate your muscles, joints, and tissues. Staying hydrated helps keep your muscles elastic, reduces cramping, and supports smooth, steady movement. But I get it. Plain water isn't always exciting, so here's a little tip I give all my friends. Add a few slices of fresh lemon, cucumber, or even berries to your water. It not only adds a hint of flavor, but it also brings in natural antioxidants that help fight inflammation, a key player in muscle and joint pain. Next, herbal teas. Hot or cold, herbal teas can be soothing, comforting, and surprisingly good for your legs. Chamomile, ginger, hibiscus. These herbs have been used for generations to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and relax tight muscles. No sugar needed. And if you love that fizzy sensation, try sparkling water with a splash of 100% fruit juice. You still get that little sparkle on your tongue without flooding your system with sugar. Plus, the natural nutrients from real fruit juice give your body a gentle boost. Milk and fortified plant-based alternatives like almond milk, oat milk, or soy milk are also wonderful. Not only do they hydrate, but they also supply calcium and vitamin D. Two essentials for bone health. Strong bones equals fewer worries about fractures or breaks. Electrolyte drinks, when chosen wisely, can also help. Look for low sugar or no sugar options to replenish the minerals your muscles need, especially on warmer days or after physical activity. Coconut water is a personal favorite of mine, naturally rich in potassium and hydrating without the sugar overload. I've even seen folks get creative with mocktails, little alcohol-free drinks made with sparkling water, fresh herbs like mint, and a squeeze of fresh fruit. It feels like a treat without harming your legs or balance. And here's a personal story. My dear friend Martha, 71 years young, told me last month that after switching to herbal iced tea and lemon water, she noticed her morning walks felt easier. Less heaviness, fewer cramps, and best of all, more confidence. She said, "It's like I got a little piece of my younger self back." And isn't that what we all want? To move through life with more freedom, more joy, and fewer worries? You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small. Swap just one sugary or alcoholic drink a day with one of these nourishing alternatives. Your legs and the people who love seeing you healthy and happy will notice. And remember, this isn't about restriction. It's about giving your body the support it needs to carry you to all the beautiful places still waiting for you. So now you know. The drinks many of us have enjoyed for years, sodas, sweet teas, sugary punches, and even alcohol, could be quietly working against your legs, your balance, and your confidence. But here's the most important thing I want you to take away today. You still have the power. I've spoken to so many seniors, just like you, who felt like their best years were slipping away. They told me, "I just thought this was how it goes after 60. I hear that phrase all the time, and I get it. It's easy to believe the story that aging automatically means weakness, slow steps, and saying goodbye to the activities you love. But I want to gently challenge that story today, because when you start making thoughtful changes, like simply switching what's in your glass, you are rewriting that story. You're proving that it's not just about years passing. It's about how we nourish our bodies, even now, especially now. I want you to picture this for a moment. Imagine waking up and walking across the room without feeling that heaviness in your legs. Imagine heading out to the park and keeping up with the grandkids without having to sit down every 5 minutes. Imagine standing at your kitchen counter, cooking your favorite meal, without that ache in your knees or that fear of losing balance. It's not some far-off dream. It's possible. I've seen it happen again and again in this very community. Wise years. People like Carol and James, who you heard about earlier, who simply cut back on sugary and alcoholic drinks and found themselves standing taller, walking steadier, and smiling more. You know why? Because every step matters. Every choice you make, no matter how small, is a step towards strength, independence, and the freedom to enjoy life fully. And let me just pause here and say, If you've felt frustrated with your body lately, if you've been silently thinking, I guess this is just how it is now, I want you to know, you are not alone, and you are not too far gone, not even close. You're still here, you're still breathing, and there's still so much ahead of you. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what small change could you make today to give your legs and your life the gift of strength? Is it swapping that afternoon soda for a glass of sparkling water with fresh berries? Is it pouring a warm herbal tea instead of that extra glass of wine? Is it simply deciding that your health, your freedom, and your joy are worth it? Because they are. You are. I've had the privilege of hearing hundreds of stories from this community. Stories of people who took back their strength, who dared to believe they could still feel vibrant and steady, even well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. One that always sticks with me is Dorothy, a 76-year-old from Kentucky. Dorothy had quietly accepted that her legs would never feel strong again. But one day, after watching a video just like this, she decided to start small. She swapped her sweet tea habit for water with lemon and a touch of honey. Within weeks, she noticed something. She stood up from her chair without pushing off the armrests. She walked her dog a little farther. Her legs felt, in her words, alive again. It didn't happen overnight, but it happened. And if it happened for Dorothy, it can happen for you too. You see, the beauty of small steps as they build up, day by day, choice by choice, sip by sip. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to overhaul your entire life this week. You just have to begin, and you don't have to do it alone. That's what this channel, Wise Years, is here for. We are a community of people who care about living well, about staying strong, about showing the world that life after 60 isn't the end of the story. It's a whole new chapter. So, my dear friend, let's make a little promise today. Promise yourself that you will try, just try, to make one change. Swap out just one sugary or alcoholic drink each day. Give it a week. See how your legs feel. See how you feel. And when you notice that change, even if it's small, I want you to come back here and tell us about it. Drop it in the comments. Share your experience. Inspire someone else who might be sitting at home right now, feeling hopeless, just like Dorothy did once. In fact, I'd love it if right now, before you forget, you'd leave me a comment below. Tell me, have you noticed weakness or heaviness in your legs lately? Have you been drinking sugary or alcoholic drinks regularly? Are you willing to make a little change starting today? Be honest, be kind to yourself, and know that you are safe here. This community is built on love, support, and the belief that we are never too old to grow stronger. Before we wrap up, if you found even one helpful thing in today's video, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps Wise Years reach more people just like you, people who deserve to hear this message. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and turn on that little knot.